Assalamu alaikum. This is our third online lecture. ये भी एवोल्यूशन ऑफ स्ट्रेटेजिक थॉट का पार्ट है, लेकिन इसके दो मेजर पॉइंट्स थे, एरोस्पेस स्कूल एंड न्यूक्लियर स्कूल, इसमें कवर किए गए हैं। इसमें इसके जो मेजर कंपोनेंट्स हैं वो हैं जीवेल्स, बिली मिचेल और अलेक्जेंडर। सो इसके जो प्रोपोनेंट्स वो क्लेम करते हैं कि कंट्रोल ओवर एयर स्पेस इज़ एसेंशियल टू विन। इसकी फर्स्ट पॉइंट के साथ ही मैं आपको इसकी एक एग्जांपल भी देता जाऊं कि व्हेन Jewish state was declared in Palestine, and when the Jews had shifted to their land, so right after shifting there was a war in between Arabs and the Israelis. So there was a war in between Arab and Israelis. Israel was in center, and it was almost surrounded by four of the Arab armies, but Israel had won that war. Why? The main reason was that their superiority of air force, their superior air force, and it was easy for them to hit their the armies against them, and their air force was advanced technologically. Another example I would give over here is when there was an attack in the Indian occupied Kashmir. So Indian blamed Pakistan, and उसके बाद जैसे ही इंडियंस ने अटैक किया, मतलब उनकी एयरफोर्स पाकिस्तानी हदूद में एंटर हुई और जंगल में वो अपना कुछ बॉम्ब्स गिरा के दे वेंट बैक। और उसके कुछ दिनों बाद जब इनका आमना सामना हुआ पाकिस्तानी और इंडियन एयरफोर्स का, तो पाकिस्तानी एयरफोर्स वाज एबल टू शूट डाउन 2 of the Indian jet fighters. Again, why? Because Pakistani Air Force is advanced if we compare it with the Indian Air Force. They are quite professional and they are well equipped with the technology. यहाँ पे मैं एक और एग्जांपल दूंगा, जैसे कि हमने ये ज़रबे अज़ब वॉर स्टार्ट की अगेंस्ट the so-called militants in the bordering area of Afghanistan. So the terrain is tough. It's based on high mountains, thick forest, and the weather is quite harsh. It would have been impossible for the land army to clear it of the terrorists. So the Air Force has actually helped them out. They have given them a cover, and they have hit the terrorists sitting on the heights, and which was almost quite impossible. Almost means the points where the terrorists were sitting at the height, it was almost impossible for the army to be cleared. So the Air Force has helped them out. उसके बाद the strategic bombing and use of offensive air power, जैसे कि कार्बेट बॉम्बिंग या स्ट्रेटेजिक बॉम्बिंग World War II में अगेंस्ट जर्मन्स की गई, that had given quite a good edge to the allied forces, and that has actually shattered the morale of the civilian population. उसके अलावा during World War II, the power of Air Force was actually used to destroy the defense industrial infrastructure. That was quite helpful in winning war, and that was actually the thing that actually brought the enemy to surrender. And in short, we can say that air power can help to end the war very quickly with victory. And उसके बाद एरोस्पेस के साथ हम रेवोल्यूशनरी स्कूल की भी बात करेंगे. रेवोल्यूशनरी स्कूल इज़ एक्चुअली something in which the system is changed through revolution. The Iranian Revolution was discussed over here in 1979. Khomeini organized a revolution against the then people in Bar, Raza Shah Pahlavi, I would say, and he was successful in bringing the revolution, and he has actually replaced the already existed system with another system. Another revolution I would explain over here is the Bolshevik Revolution in 1917 during World War I in Russia, and that revolution has actually ended the Tsar rule in Russia. So the revolution can be peaceful and even blood too, through blood too. Now it comes the nuclear school of thought. Nuclear school of thought, I would say that initially there were 8 scientists that have started working on the nuclear weapon in Germany, and though Germany had actually started the working on the nuclear weapon first, but at the same time USA, Russia and even Britain has also started working on it. But the first country that had made the nuclear weapon was USA, and during the World War II, USA has dropped 2 atom bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and one of the bomb was named as Little Boy and the other one was Fat Man. So this is how this nuclear weapon was introduced in the world, and resultantly Russia had made, then the Britain, French, then China, India, Pakistan, and even the Israel had developed a bomb, but they haven't declared themselves as a nuclear state. And South Africa had once developed against the expansionism of Russia, because Russia was having a base in the north of South Africa in Angola. So South Africa had made a weapon for their security, but they had abandoned their program in 1991. So even the proponents of this nuclear school of thought claim that nuclear weapon is one of the sources through which wars can be ended. Like for example, when there was a war ongoing, World War II was ongoing, so when USA had dropped weapon on Japan, the war had ended. And if a country is having a nuclear weapon and they maintain deterrence, then the war can't take place in between them. But if that deterrence fails and war takes place and that war escalates to a nuclear exchange, that can have a devastating consequences or dire consequences for whole of the world. Even a small scale nuclear exchange in a conflict can result the death of millions of people. So this was about nuclear thought, nuclear school. So first of all, we have discussed this aerospace, then the revolutionary school, and then the nuclear one. Excuse me, this was the third lecture, and if you have any query related to this lecture, you can ask me when I will be sharing this lecture in the WhatsApp group. I have already shared the readings with you people, and I hope you would understand. Stay blessed. Allah Hafiz.